So some of you might see these helmets. Did helmets for Specialized, helmets for Bell, did some Giro projects, we did some cool helmets for the Olympics, did some like aero thing for Greg LeMond once. We made all this stuff carbon fiber, sort of in our shop. So that one on the far left is quite popular. The one at the top, the Specialized one, I actually did that for royalty. So again, the entrepreneurial thing started kicking in there when I came back from the States. And so I sort of mixed fee-based work with also fee/royalty, or sometimes do it on spec, present it to somebody and trade for royalty. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Continued with the drawing education, so the little wide-angle lens, funky sports car things. When I was in LA, started doing some work for Mattel. So I did a little drawing education for them. At the same time I was teaching, this would be like, late 90s. And so this is starting to get into Photoshop rendering. That's the limit of my animation skills. So went in and did like a 10-week workshop for their designers. So go over every Thursday night. And that sort of led me to get the, have the opportunity to design Hot Wheels, which is always fun. So I've definitely been more on the quirky, on the trans side. The real cars, they're just kind of not that exciting for me, as compared to Hot Wheels. So, Hot Wheels, there are different limitations, of course, you need to think about. You only get 4 pieces to make a Hot Wheel, right? And all 4 parts need to be, sandwiched vertically, and you only get 2 slides. So where are you going to put them, the front and the back of the sides? It's a big, critical decision. But I never have to worry about fitting people. So that's really, really fun. And so this was, again, Photoshop rendering. This is like 01, almost 10 years ago, for the Hot Wheels guys. And this was the first digital bike rendering that I ever did. So all the components are, of course, from a photograph. And everything red was rendered from scratch. And it's just 2 layers for the most part. It's a red bike, and it's a reflection layer. And that's about it. And sort of learned how to get quick at that. And that led me into doing bikes. These originally, they say Specialized, but it was because it was a pitch on Minority Report. We wanted to go out and pitch to try and get a bike company to help build all these bikes for the show. So we said, okay, well, I knew the guys at Specialized, and so we put the logo on there. It always helps when you're trying to get a company to sign up and help give you some money, put their name on it nice and big, and make it look good. But it turns out no bike companies. Actually, Kestrel helped out. We built out 20 bikes. We actually built, let's see, which ones did we build? We built this one. So actually, the movie about a second and a half with no graphics, no logos. It's just red. Right? The newspaper boys riding it. And we actually made these. And the Fox prop guys made them. They were all hand-laid carbon fiber. But they were super heavy because we overbuilt them like crazy. And we actually did, let's see, that one, we did this one, not in these colors. We did not do that one. We did do this one though. So we did 3 bikes. I think we did 3 of each. So we had 9 bikes, carbon fiber, full size, for extras to ride at on the Minority Report set. So it's that big merry-go-round scene at the very beginning. And that's where you see the newspaper boy in the second and a half. And so they shipped our 9 handmade bikes back to DC. That's a big shot. They shipped another 20 bikes and Kestrel helped out, track other people. And then they actually refused to ride them because they wouldn't be on camera long enough if they were zooming by on a bike. And the second AD decided to not fight the fight with them, and they all just sat there. So all that money, all that time, and now they're sitting in some warehouse, I think. I think they actually sold one after the movie, but who knows. So anyway, best planning, best thing you think is going to end up on screen is you can get on screen in order to get cut out of the movie. Right? Nobody would even ride them because they didn't want to look silly in a bike helmet and go by too quick to smile and wave them off. So they just weren't done. So this is I think it's actually the last bike I did for Kestrel, which was the last iteration of the KM40 that I worked on. I also did the Talon, which I don't think I have a picture of. Okay, these are my animation skills in full force. So everything's red, of course, is Photoshop. All the rest is the photograph of the parts that they want to spec on the bike. Angular versions, round versions, things like that. Okay, that takes me through the bikes. Sorry, I have a couple of couple of presentations here. I'm switching on the fly. Let's see. That's going to take us to books. All right. So we'll lead into books through bikes. So switch over to all right. Sorry, things are a little muddy up there, but if you've seen the things in the books, you know they look a little bit better. They don't need a story, so try to do the story, and you know what the other stuff looks like in print. Let's see, 01. 01 I started, 01 was when my dad passed away. We went to the funeral. I saw a lot of his friends. He was an artist. And they showed up, and I realized at that point in my career, I've been working like crazy, right? Bicycle helmets. I sculpted, 40 bicycle helmets in clay, mostly just half models, but some fully symmetrical. Had done 20 in production, just ridiculous numbers, a dozen, or 6 bikes or something, and a lot of other freelance work. And I was teaching 3 classes or 4 classes a week. And so I realized that I'd lost touch with, and I was reminded of it because of the services there in Oregon, that, all my friends. And so I was like, how can I do to get back with all my classmates? Because we have a really special group of students when I was at Art Center, which I'm sure happens here all the time. Just sort of, it's good timing, but you bond with your classmates, and you stay up late nights, and, standing bond it all the time. I'm going to go paint this thing, right? And then you drop it, and then you paint it again. And shed some tears, and do it all over. And so I was like, what can I do? And I was, again, back to this entrepreneurial thing, I always wanted to make my own product. But I didn't want to do something that had to pass engineering specs, something that had to be safe, right? That I had to carry tons of liability insurance as a company. When you make a protected gear like a helmet, you're going to get sued. It's just part of the business, right? It's part of the risk. So you're going to have to be prepared for it. And I didn't have the finances to do that. So I was like, what can I do? Right? So I sort of evaluated my skills. I said, well, I teach a lot. I do drawing demos, right, and design some stuff, do some Photoshop things. And okay, what if I could do a book, right? Well, the no-brainer book for me to do would be like the how to draw and render sort of book, right? A design book with step-by-step stuff. That book's not done yet. It's been 9 years since I started the company, and it's not done. So it's still supposed to get done eventually. In the meantime, I launched out, and I don't have pictures of it, but you guys know the book, with images from it. Concept Design 1, which I gathered together a group of my old classmates. And 6 of the 7 of us in that book were from Art Center, and 4 of the 7 of us were classmates. And so what we did was every other month we would meet at the studio, my studio in Culver City, and we would do like a little, open house. We had like beer and pizza, and we'd show stuff up on our projector, right? Here's what we're working on. All top secret, of course, right? People would have freaked out if they knew. But we just, here's the project I'm doing, this one I'm doing, this one I'm doing. But there's only like 40 people that design everything for the movies, and we all know each other. It's always the same group who moves around. And so it was really fun because every other month, the goal with our group of 7, it was all original artwork that we owned the copyrights to, and we would only show it to our group. And so you had to show up to a meeting every other month with 2 finished pieces for the book. And I told the guys that, hey, if we do this for a year, we'll have enough pieces for a book. I'll start a publishing company. I'll print the book, publish it, right, and then I'll figure out sales and distribution after land in my garage, right? So, classic business plan. So I read a book, though, and had to print a book, and so I was all set. So, not even that, we just did that, and decided, yeah, let's do it. So a year went by, we had a lot of cool work, and so this is some of the work. This is actually some of the stuff on Start Your Engines reprint, which the book is done actually this week. Because I have some of this stuff. These are pirate ships, right? Ghost pirate ships. Anyway, back to the story of why design studio press. So I wanted to build something where I could actually build community and reconnect with my classmates and my friends. And so that's what we did, and it was great fun.